Welcome to the Success Sculpting Show with Stephen Pierce, bringing you the right information right now to sculpt a more meaningful and memorable life of success. Join us each week to discover gems to help you grow your mental toughness, expand your will to win, and multiply your results. It's never been easier to learn what to do and how to do it to succeed at what you choose to do. This is truly an experience you won't find anywhere else. Now, here's your host, the Success Sculptor himself, Stephen Pierce.
Hey, welcome everybody to another episode of the Success Sculpting Show. I'm your host, Stephen Pierce, and we are back for another season, so I hope you are ready. Now, today what I want to talk to you about is why what you want ain't, and I do mean ain't, what you got. So why is it what you want in your life isn't what you got? Now, when it comes down to what we want, one of the big things from a long time ago, even today, what people tend to think about, talk about, and use and pursue is this thing called the law of attraction, right? Attracting what it is you want. You know, it became very popular with The Secret, although it existed long before that. But if you look at how the law of attraction is presented, there is something that I consistently and repeatedly see everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean virtually everyone, leave out. Let me tell you what that is. It's the fact that the law of attraction has two-way traffic, but they're only talking about one-way traffic. Talking about attracting what it is you want, thinking about what it is you want, and doing your vision boards and your dream boards and all that, which, listen, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against all that stuff. But one of the reasons why, and there's various reasons why really many people don't get what it is they want. But I want to talk about one of the main things that I've seen in people's lives, and even in my life, on why you don't get what it is you want. Now, when you think about the law of attraction, you're thinking about what you want to attract. But how much and how often are you thinking about what you are attracted to? I want you to think about this, because this can be a game changer for you. It's not just what you want to attract, it's also what you're attracted to. So what happens is you can start to have a lot of friction and conflict in your life when what you want to attract is not lining up with what you are attracted to. So I want you to think about it like, let's just say if you're a magnet, right? You're a magnet. You're not pulling in really what it is you want. You're pulling in what it is you're attracted to. So think about a real magnet, like a real physical magnet. Let's just say that magnet wants a banana, right? Kind of weird, but let's just say that magnet wants a banana. But the magnet is attracted to metal. So metal is what, if it gets close enough, it's going to pull to it, and it's definitely going to stick to it because that's what it's attracted to. So let me give you some examples real quick so it can kind of make this more tangible for you. You may want peace in your life, but you're attracted to drama, right? Now, you can be attracted to drama in many ways. You could be attracted to drama on social media, drama in people's lives, drama on television shows. If you love drama, that's what you're going to be attracted to. So how in the world, if you are attracted to people's drama, whether it's manufactured drama or real drama, how in the world can you possibly expect to have a life that is enveloped in peace when what it is that you are emotionally and consciously attracted to is drama? Think about that. Think about that, ladies and gentlemen. Another example. You want what's hard to get, but you're attracted to what's easy to do. See, there's a lot of things in life that we can build the skill set up and the mindset up to achieve, but that path can tend to be hard. It's going to be something that's going to be trying to us. It's going to test us. It's going to push us to that edge, right? But you're attracted to the thing that's easiest to do. And the thing that's easiest to do, for example, it can be hard to go to the gym. The easiest thing to do is to skip it, right? An oversimplified example, but that's an example. In fact, let's look at it like this. You want a fit and healthy body, but you're attracted to the buffet and the couch. Right? So you can desire, I want to have the 6-pack. Heck, man, I want to have an 8-pack. I want to be lean. I want to be this. I want to be that. That's what you desire. You can have your pictures up. It can be on your vision board. You can watch the videos. You can buy the books. You can get the clothes. You can buy the memberships. But if you are attracted to the buffet and the couch, that's where you find yourself. And while you're at the buffet and while you're on the couch, you're justifying it to make it okay. Right? Like I've met people and seen people that they want to get fit, but they love eating garbage. So how do they justify the garbage eating? It's always a cheat day. Dude, every day can't be a cheat day. Every meal can't be a cheat meal. But that's how they do it. And then they put it off. Oh, I'm gonna start going to the gym tomorrow. I'm gonna start doing it then. And in that moment, when you start to create these softeners and you start to justify it, you feel good in that moment because you're letting yourself off the hook. And unfortunately, we have people in our lives, many people, they will allow you to be off the hook. They will co-sign on those excuses, making that okay. So you can want all day long, you can want that body. You can try to attract that body. But what are you attracted to? If you're not attracted to the gym, you're not going. If you're not attracted to eating healthy, you're not going to do it. If you're not attracted to proper meal planning, you're not going to do it. And if you really get granular and you're not attracted to tracking your macros, like your fats and your carbohydrates and your protein and all this stuff, then you're not going to do it. So we need to be thinking about not just what we want to attract in our lives, we need to also consider what are we attracted to. For example, you may want to be smarter, but you're attracted to watching mindless television. Now, I don't know about you, but television is not a tool to increase intelligence by any stretch of the imagination. That is, and when I say television, I'm talking about your mainstream type of programming and a lot of different things you can find on YouTube. It's just garbage, and they're distractions from the things that you can be doing to make yourself great, to have you to step into living the type of life that you ultimately want to live and that you really deserve, but you're never going to experience if you keep letting yourself off the hook and going and serving that lower part of ourselves, right? So if you want to be smarter, look, and you're attracted to television. Now, be mindful. I'm not talking about there's a seminar on your TV. Because that means you're attracted to learning, right? You're not attracted to entertainment, and that's what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people they want to become smarter. They want to increase their intelligence, but they're attracted to entertainment more so to education. And when I say education, I'm talking about self-education, learning, not just learning through reading, but learning through doing, right? And that's another subset. You have people that are attracted to learning, but they're not attracted to doing. So what happens is they develop a sense of satisfaction from the acquiring of information, not from the implementation of it. Because the true value of what you learn can never be found in your notes. It's going to only be found when you go use it and you go do something with it, because action is going to be your biggest teacher. Information is a gateway. Information is a doorway. Information opens up a lot of things to you, but you can never really grab the substance of it until you go out there and you do it, right? You have people, they want more money, but they're attracted to doing less work. Well, because we live in a society where, push button easy, you don't have to work hard and all this. And I remember somebody was talking about, working hard, and you have to work hard. And somebody's response was, that's not true. That's not true. Bill Gates doesn't work hard. Look at Bill Gates. And I said to myself, that's the foolery of today's society, where people look at today and they don't look at history. If you look at the history of Bill Gates, you would know, I think it was something like 10 years. I think they called it the dark years or something, where Bill Gates shut himself away from the world for the most part. And for 10 years straight, no vacations, nothing, but just one singular focus and obsession in building his business. See, back then, work ethics were different. And I'm not going to say the work ethics aren't good today. Let's just say the percentages are pretty much the same. There's a certain percentage of people that understand the investment has to be in the substance, meaning you have to go out there and do the stuff and build the business. But you have a large percentage of people where their investment is in the appearance. Now, what do I mean? People want to invest in the appearance of success and not the substance of success. The substance of success is not glamorous. It's not pretty, right? It's not dressed up. It's more like, running butt naked through a thorn patch as opposed to tiptoeing to tulips and looking all fly, right? Why? And why is that the case? Because we tend to be so concerned about what other people think about us. We have to feed that appearance, be it on social media. And I really hope that your mind is not so jello and so vulnerable to information that's not real, that you believe that what these people post on social media is their true life. Many people use social media as their own form of therapy to create an image of themselves that is not real because they don't like they don't like who they truly are. Right? But that's probably like a totally different show. A totally different show. Let's get back to the point. Those that invest in the appearance of success as opposed to the substance of success. And I met many of them. They got this business, they got that business. Look, all you got to do is just go and look, pull open the curtains and look at it, and you'll see ain't nothing there. The old saying, the emperor has no clothes. The emperor has no clothes. There's a lot of showcasing and showboating. And if you're always, if you accept those appearances and you never check the substance, you're going to be in trouble. Somebody says they're a bestseller. Tell them to show you the bestsellers list that they were on and show you the bestsellers book. Today, people can get away with saying whatever it is they want to say because we have so many weak-minded people that never check the resume. They never check the facts. So people today, because of social media and because you can get a bunch of information and you can talk about it, people never go and say, hey, is what that person is saying is true. Listen, if somebody says, hey, man, I'm a best-selling author. Okay, well, show me the list. Which one? Amazon, Wall Street Journal, Business Week, Newsweek? Show me the book. There are a lot of people out there that will tell you they're a best-selling author, but you can't find them on any bestsellers list. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy. So let's come back to the point. Why is it you don't have what it is you want? Right? Today's topic is why what you want ain't what you got. So there's two things, right? Look at your intentions and then your impulses. Your intentions and your impulses. You may have the intention to be nice, but in the heat of the moment, your impulsive response is to snap and be mean. Now, is that wrong? I'm not going to say it's necessarily wrong if you're constantly fine-tuning yourself and you're constantly refining all those rough edges and you catch yourself and you evaluate. Because in my life, there's been many things that I've done, and I always self-evaluate myself. I don't wait for anybody to do that, and I'll catch myself and be like, man, I did not like that. I did not like that guy that showed up. Man, I did not like my reaction to that. I need to slow down. I need to think more, and I need to respond. So I'm constantly checking myself. I don't need somebody else to do that for me. But some people are so self-righteous and so blinded, they'll justify what it is they did as opposed to acknowledging that, hey, you know what, that was not the best thing to do. I need to fix that. I need to fix that with myself. I need to fix that in that relationship or whatever. So what happens is all these different things will show up in your life, giving you clues on why you don't have what you want, but we ignore them or we justify them. So you have to look at, hey, I have all these good intentions, and they could be good intentions, but why is it in that moment my impulsive response is to do the opposite of what I say I intend to do? You could have the intention to get up and go to the gym, but the impulse is stay in bed, and you stay in bed. So what's going on, man? You have all the intentions to get up and go to the gym, But when it's time to get up and go, and it could be anything, I'm just using the gym as an example. But when it's time to get up and go, you stay down. You roll over. You fluff up the pillow. You pull up the covers a little higher. Or you reposition yourself to get a little bit more comfortable, but you don't get yourself up. See, people that know me, they know I get up at 3:30 in the morning. And they'll be like, dude, how in the world do you do it? I get up at 3:30 in the morning. I try to wind my day down at 9:30 to read, and then be like kind of like sleep by 10:30, 11 o'clock. I didn't just suddenly get up at 3:30 automatically. It was something that I had a strong intention to do. And when it was time to get up, I forced myself by just doing it. Just do it, right? That's it. Because it was really about constructing the things in my life that it is I wanted to have and have them to be the way I wanted them to be. Because we can have these different goals. You can have what it is you want. And a lot of us, we tend to go through our life thinking about that thing or that place or whatever it is we want. However, we don't take the time to think about what kind of man or woman do we have to become to get that. Because the person that we are today is not going to be the person that's going to get it for the most part. Right? So there's the thing you want, but then there's the person that you have to become. And then there's a process to that becoming to get it. Right? So why does this happen? And how does this happen? Okay, so there's probably various reasons why it happens, but let me just give you one particular thing to look at. I call it your conscious desires versus your unconscious constructs. Your conscious desires versus your unconscious constructs. What does that mean? Well, we know consciously we desire this, we want to do that, we want to build a business, we want the healthy relationships, we want to get fit, we want to contribute, we want to do all these different things consciously. But we allow ourselves and we put ourselves in positions where we have these unconscious constructs being built up in our subconscious minds by virtue of what we are exposing ourselves to. For example, let me give you an example. Not everybody that loves horror movies should be watching horror movies. Why? Because we all respond differently. Now, I'm not going to go and make a general statement and say horror movies are bad. However, if you are learning to be afraid through watching horror movies because you're not distinguishing reality versus the movie or the television show, then from the way you respond and you react and you engage with it, that's not a good thing for you, because what those horror movies are doing is training you to be fearful, right? Maybe at first you were never afraid of the dark. And now after watching a series of movies, or maybe just one movie, all of a sudden, you're seeing things in the dark. Listen, man, that's not a good thing. That thing is messing up your mind and is messing up your spirit. It is. Look, this is reality, folks. This is reality. You know, think about why do girls and women dress a certain way? Somebody is feeding that to them. Somebody is feeding that they're mimicking something, they're modeling something, right? So they're getting it from somewhere, and this becomes a construct in their mind that they're following, and they're starting to build their lives around it from fashion or whatever. Certain desires that you have, many of us, and I think I mentioned this on a previous show or on a video on Facebook, many of us, we have desires and we don't even know where those desires came from. We don't even know where those desires came from. So look at your life and say, hey, listen, is what I'm exposing myself to feeding or starving my conscious desires? So if you have a conscious desire to build a business, for example, how is watching, for lack of picking another movie or a television show, how is watching all of the drama on a Real Housewives show feeding that desire to build the business? How is it feeding it? You are the gatekeeper of your soul. You're the gatekeeper of your spirit. You're the gatekeeper of your mind. You're the gatekeeper of your life, your health, your family, your future. If you let them through the gates, game's over. You're the gatekeeper, man. You are the gatekeeper. So whatever it is you desire, You want to look at your life. Now, don't get me wrong here. I'm not saying that entertainment is bad, but I think excessive entertainment in the face of you needing to be properly educated, and then not just educated with information, but having the time to go out there and implement and do stuff and figure out what's going to work for you. That is time better spent as opposed to watching a bunch of television. I may watch in a day about an hour worth of something on television, and generally it's going to be business related as a form of entertainment, if you want to call it that. It could be Dragon's Den, it could be Shark Tank, it could be, something along those lines. Dragon's Den is out in the UK, it's out in Australia, it's out in Canada, and in the US it's the same show, but they call it Shark Tank. And then some other stuff that may be business related. Other than that, I'm watching stuff to figure out, other stuff, picking up new tricks for Facebook ads or whatever, or certain things to get my own mind and my own life together. Because all of us, hey, we have battles. If you hear, you're going to have a battle. Don't think it. Listen, if you think having a battle is a problem, that's a problem. That problem is bigger than the battle, because we have to accept the fact that we're going to always be challenged while we're here. As long as you're breathing, as long as oxygen is flowing in through your lungs and that blood is pumping through your veins, you're going to be challenged constantly. So we need to make sure that we are fit for this life, and not positioning ourselves to be dumbed down and to be weakened, because we become so fragile the more we engage in mindless entertainment, and we get sucked in to this world of materialism and consumerism where we and the idea of easy money and quick money. We rob ourselves of the opportunity to go out there and learn and to build and to do what's going to be hard, because it's not going to be easy. I don't care what people say. Now, can it be easy at some point? Yeah. Something that's you do for the first time can be hard, but then after you get used to it, it becomes easy, at least that thing. And then you move to another thing that's hard. And then once you get used to that becomes easy. So there's always this constant graduation. Something's hard, then it becomes easy. You learn the next thing that can be hard, then it becomes easy. But I like to look at it like this. It's just new. It's just new, right? Easy, hard, or whatever. It's just new. And I love learning new things. So back to the point, ladies and gentlemen, back to the point. Check your desires. Put all your desires on a sheet of paper. What do you desire financially? What do you desire physically? What do you desire socially? What do you desire spiritually? What do you desire mentally? What do you desire sexually? What do you desire in every area of your life? Look at everything you desire. If you know what it is you desire. If not, let's get clear on what it is you say you desire, right? That you intend on having in your life. Now look at what it is you expose yourself to every day, because you're exposed to something. In fact, not just something, you're exposed to many things. And no one is exposed to something without impact, right? When you go get exposed to the sun, that sun is impacting you, right? And it can have a negative effect depending on where you are long-term, depending on how much exposure you have. Whatever it is you're exposed to, it is impacting you. So now you want to ask yourself, what am I being exposed to? And how are those exposures impacting negatively or positively, supporting or sabotaging what it is I consciously say I desire? Then if you look at this and you're honest with yourself, and it's like, man, you know what? Surfing YouTube and watching a bunch of videos, I don't know, angry customer videos, cat videos, mukbang videos, watching people eat, sports videos, drama videos, gossip videos. There's tons of stuff out there. But whatever it is, pick it. It's like, man, that's not really contributing to what it is I consciously say I desire. But also don't fall into the trap, because it's like, man, I watch a bunch of TED Talks, or I watch a bunch of this video or that video, and I'm getting pumped up. Listen, man, at some point in time, you have to stop getting pumped up. You have to get moving, right? We need to make sure that we have a balance with information and implementation, right? We have to have a balance between motivation and moving. You can get motivated all day long, but if you're not moving, then the motivation is useless, right? I mean, the idea of being motivated to do nothing is meaningless. You understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? So that's what I want to leave you with from today's episode, ladies and gentlemen. At the end of the day, the question is, why is it what you want ain't what you got? And at the end of the day, it's because what you're attracted to is not lining up with what you say you want to attract. That's what it really comes down to. If I want to summarize it, one of the reasons, I'm not going to say it's the only reason, but it is one of the reasons, and it's one of the main reasons, if you ask me, one of the main reasons why what you want ain't, and I do say ain't, why what you want ain't what you got, is because what you are attracted to is not the same with what you say you want to attract, if we want to keep it in the terms of the law of attraction. So what we want to do is, okay, so why am I attracted to these things? Something is being deposited into my unconscious, my subconscious, in creating these different constructs where these things are appealing to me, these things that aren't healthy for me, these things that are sabotaging me, these things that are hurting my progress. For some reason, they're compelling to me and I'm attracted to them. Where am I getting this from? Where am I learning to be intimidated? Where am I learning to be afraid? Where am I learning to be small? Where am I learning to play small? Where am I learning to play not to lose as opposed to playing to win? Where am I learning all of these different things, be they small or be they big? Where am I learning these things that are keeping me in these stuck states and kind of like these running in place activities where I have desire, intentions, but I'm repeatedly and perpetually doing the same negative things over and over and over again? Where is this coming from? Listen, like I said, you are the gatekeeper. This is something that is our own personal responsibility to figure out. Now, can we get a coach and can we get somebody to help us and to see things that we're not seeing? Sure, we can do that. But at the end of the day, we need to figure it out. One of the things you can do to start, I already mentioned it. Look at everything you say you consciously desire, then look at your life. What are you exposing yourself to every single day? Is it feeding it and fueling it, or is it starving it? Is it serving it or sabotaging it? Is it helping it or hurting it? And you have to be honest with yourself, because entertainment feels really good because it's comfortable, and we become sedated by it, right? And we kind of suspend reality. So whatever the problems are, whatever the stress may be, whatever the challenges are, when we're caught up watching the basketball game or the football game or whatever it is you're watching on television, cable, or YouTube, or you pick your channel, what we have to deal with in our life, it's kind of suspended. It gets suspended, so we don't have to deal with that. So entertainment becomes a form of distracting us from things in life that we need to go head to head and handle. There's nothing wrong. Again, don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with having moments of entertainment to kind of decompress, take a brain break. Most people, you don't need a brain break. You need to put your brain to work. You need to put your brain to work. And all of us are different. When I go to the gym and work out, I work out like 5 times a week. Sometimes 6 times a week, and I don't do no soft work. I don't do no aerobics. I do squats, heavy squats twice a week. Heavy bench, weighted dips, weighted pull-ups. I like to go in the gym and really get it in. But I don't like listening to music when I'm in the gym. I'll sometimes, not all the time, I'll listen to an audible book at 1.5 speed. So if it's like a 5-hour audio book, I'll get through that 5-hour audio book in like 2.5 hours, because I'll listen to it and twice the speed, 2.5 hours. And by the way, if you do that and you go and listen to an audio at the regular speed, it sounds like people are talking really, really slow. I mean, the contrast is pretty amazing, right? But most of the time when I go to the gym, I just like to it just be me and my thoughts. I like to just think things through, right? And just keep my mind there and be open to different ideas and solutions to current challenges, because there's always a challenge. There's something going on. I hate pumping rap music or R&B or something. Now, am I saying that's wrong? No, that's just me. we kind of need have some time with ourselves. You know, most people don't have times with themselves. Somebody else is always in their head. Somebody's singing in their head. Somebody's rapping in their head. Somebody's talking in their head. Somebody's entertaining them in their head. There's so many other things we allow to get in our head. We don't have time with ourselves. I like and cherish the time with myself in my own head without somebody else's voice. And it doesn't mean that the voice is bad. It can be a great audio book. It can be a great seminar. It can be something that's valuable. But I don't need something from somebody else constantly pumping in my head. At some point in time, we kind of need to assimilate what it is we've been acquiring and listening to or watching, and kind of think those things through, dissect it, digest it, let it marinate, and just have some time with ourselves. So when I go to the gym, that's one of the times I like to do that. So now the reason I bring that up is once you look at your conscious desires and you look at what you're exposed to every day, and you see how it's impacting positively or negatively what's going on in your life, or more specifically, how it's impacting your desires, start figuring out a strategy on what to do. Like maybe you go to the gym and you work out and you listen to rap. Turn it off. Oh, I need the music to motivate me. Well, then you probably got bigger issues. Why do you need music to motivate you and pump you up in the gym? Now, am I saying, oh, that's bad? No, I'm not saying that's bad, but come on. I mean, listen, why do we don't have to have a hook for everything. We don't have to have something like a drug, you know, oh, I need this pre-workout, or I need this music, or I need something to pump me up. You are your own source for the energy. All this codependency on some kind of substance or some kind of powder or some kind of pill or some music. I'm not saying it's bad if it's healthy supplements, because I take supplements. I'm not saying music is bad to pump you up and motivate you, but we need to make sure that we can do it without that, where we have a certain level of self-sufficiency to be able to take care of our own selves in terms of focus and energy and getting things done. And we don't need a bunch of cheerleaders in the form of people or things or whatever to get us going. All right. So take some time and look at, okay, so what do I need to do to counter the things that I'm exposing myself to on a day-to-day basis, so that I'm exposing myself to more things that's going to be serving my conscious desires, as opposed to undermining and sabotaging my conscious desires. That doesn't mean you're going to change everything in a day, but just start making that list. If you're serious about your life and you really want to get to the bottom of why is it what you want ain't what you got, we have to kind of go down to the source. Look, we're feeding ourselves every single day, and we are a product of what it is we eat, whether we eat it physically in terms of food, or we're eating it mentally in the terms of what we expose our eyes and our ears to. We become a product of that. So we have to look at our product and say, hey man, I don't like this product, right? Think about a manufacturer. A manufacturer manufactures furniture, for example. Let's just take a furniture manufacturer. If they use low grade wood, no matter how great the product may look, it's not going to be a high grade product, no matter how it looks, because the substance of it is low grade. Are you following what I'm saying? So the raw material that was used to manufacture the furniture is low grade. So no matter how much they dress it up to make it look high end, it's still low grade. And it's the same thing for our lives. If the raw material that we're putting on our body in terms of nutrition, and the raw material that we're putting into our minds and into our spirits and into our souls through the form of information and entertainment and whatever it is we listen to or we watch, if that's low grade, empty calories, if you will, then what do you think the product of your life is going to be? You can't create a high grade life on low grade inputs. What are you exposing yourself to every day? What are you exposing yourself to? Those are your inputs. That's your raw material. That's your raw material. And you'll be surprised to see how a lot of your responses, a lot of your attitudes, a lot of your moodiness, a lot of the ways we go through our life acting and reacting correlates with what we eat physically in terms of food and what we eat mentally in terms of what we're exposed to via information, education, and entertainment. Correlates. You're not going to find a divergence there where somebody is super, super positive and they have a diet of negativity. It's just not going to happen, right? Two squirrels aren't going to produce a pigeon. They going to bump and grind in the squirrel's nest, and it's going to be a squirrel. Ain't going to be a pigeon. So negative is not going to produce a positive baby, right? Fear is not going to produce faith. Doubt does not produce confidence, right? Just like inaction does not produce what action only can create. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so that's it for today's episode. Again, we are back. The Success Sculpting Show is back for another season. And I hope that you are going to be tuning in. Be sure to share the show with your family and your friends. And remember, if you're looking at your life and you're like, man, I ain't got what I want, play this joint back, listen to it again, and let's go through and start to be serious about what we do on a day-to-day basis and make sure that we are exposing ourselves to the proper things that's going to create the right unconscious constructs to feed our conscious desires so that what we are attracted to is exactly what we're looking to attract.
Thanks for listening to the Success Sculpting Show with Stephen Pierce. If you like what you just heard, we hope you'll pass along our web address, successsculptingshow.com, to your friends and colleagues. Be sure to check out our archives of previous podcasts and check the schedule to join us for our next live streaming Success Sculpting Show webcast. This has been a Success Sculpting Incorporated production. Join us next time for another edition of the Success Sculpting Show with Stephen Pierce, and tell your friends.